SOS4000 every success in achieving its goal of reaching Canadians from coast to coast and inspiring them to learn more about the importance of organ and tissue donation. And so in the name of the Queen, I commend George Marcello and the volunteers of Step by Step for your dedication to this great cause. And I also thank the 100 young people who will take part in this year's campaign for relaying the torch of life across Canada to inspire an entire nation. Thank you all very much.
And thank you very much, Your Honor. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Ms. Lori Abifam, President and CEO of Multimedia Nova.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to be here to be involved with the Step by Step Organ Transplant Association. Before I go on to Step by Step, I want to tell you just a couple of things about our company. Our company publishes 16 different newspapers, language papers, and community newspapers. And over the past 5 months, we've embarked on representing as many publishers as we possibly can, and we've just taught 30 languages in Ontario. And we're very proud of this. Our mission is to speak to the widest audience in Canada as possible and give everyone a voice. Thank you. Back to Step by Step. Step by Step's mission is to promote the importance of organ and tissue donation throughout Canada by inspiring the public, media, and government. Ten years ago, in 1997, George created a charitable organization called Step by Step after he and his friend, Sam Vinci, walked from Toronto to Ottawa. This first campaign generated publicity and brought local attention to the issue of organ and tissue donation. Following this initial success, George recruited the YMCA Salvation Army and other organizations for a second Ontario walk in 1999. George walked 2,500 kilometers under the watchful eye of his road manager, Joe Camara. This time, the campaign drew provincial attention and inspired Premier Harris to allocate $120 million for the creation of a new organ donation agency. That agency became the Trillium Gift of Life Network. The Premier recognized George and Step by Step in his 37th parliamentary throne speech. In 2000, Step by Step continued to work at recruiting more organizations and individuals to support its third campaign, the 769-day walk. Step by Step organized a 500 community tour across Canada. George walked over 12,000 kilometers over 769 days, receiving national and international attention. His Holiness Pope John Paul II granted George an audience and proclaimed organ and tissue donation a genuine act of love. Across the country, his enthusiasm and unabashed optimism touched the hearts of all Canadians. He met especially other youths. Today, Christopher will be honored along with his road manager, Billy Addy. 2 years ago, Step by Step and Multimedia Nova arranged for George Marcello to take his message to Europe. And we will never forget that year, George, will we? The purpose of the tour was to solicit information and advice from the world's leading organ donor countries in an attempt to find a solution to address Canada's organ shortage. There's something that's not in my speech this morning, and that is that when George was in France, we received a phone call that his liver had failed. And he was we tried to assist George and bring him back to Canada. And George got very lucky because within a couple of weeks of being back in Canada, he was blessed with another liver transplant. Over the years, Step by Step has been dedicated to and relentless in its search to find a solution to Canada's chronic tissue and organ donation shortage. In spite of the extraordinary efforts of George and his Step by Step team, much remains to be accomplished. We must do more, and more can be done. In that spirit, Step by Step is celebrating its 10th anniversary with the launch of its 6th campaign across Canada, SOS4000. Step by Step is not funded by any government, nor does it have any corporate sponsors. This initiative will require another massive undertaking from the Step by Step volunteer team and the support of thousands of people. Over 100 students will take part in a relay to pass the torch of life across the country. Some of these young people are here today. With SOS4000, 126 communities are participating and 256 press conferences will be held. Step by Step has clearly demonstrated the impact and power of these campaigns. It will provide comfort and offer hope to individuals in need of organ and tissue transplants, and it will also create positive opportunities for youth of this nation as they work to shine a spotlight on this important issue. Let's all rally behind SOS4000. Together we can and we will make a difference. Without further ado, it is my great honor and pleasure to introduce to you today George Marcello.
And thank you, Ms. Abitan. And now, to present today's award recipients, it is my pleasure to call upon Donina Lombardi Hartig, Vice President, Public Affairs and Television Operations for CHIN. Ms. Lombardi Hartig.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
Your Honor. On behalf of Step by Step, we honor everyone here today. The CEO and founder of Step by Step, Mr. George Marcello, has invited you to this very important event for very good reason. In their absence, he wishes to acknowledge the following Ontario provincial members, Mr. Cleese, Mr. Cormos, Mr. Levac, and Mr. Lalonde, who are very supportive of the cause of donation awareness, and former MVP Barbara Fisher for working hard at solutions for organ and tissue donations. We will begin the presentations with our plaques of appreciation. Step by Step thanks the Board of Directors and asks the Board of Directors to please stand and come forward. At times, your guidance and faith has helped our charity reach new heights. Also, special thanks go to George's family, the Marcello, Greco families, who are with us this morning. Your Honor, the Board of Directors. Board Member Mr. Sam Karajakanos. Board Member Mr. Joe Molika. Board Member Mr. Luigi Patitucci. Thank you. Board Member, Spiritual Advisor, Pastor Bruce Smith, who is not here today, and we accept on his behalf. Board Member, Mr. Mel Davis. Chairperson, Constable Ojo Teobadi. Gentlemen, congratulations and thank you from the bottom of my heart. Next, the plaque of appreciation for the donor family. Step by Step honors the memory of Manny Castillo and Victor Davis, whose spirit will shine throughout SOS4000. Victor and Manny had a lot in common. The families are here with us today. Together we will celebrate their legacies. Your Honor, Receiving the plaque today in memory of Manny Castillo are his father, Mr. Manuel Castillo, his mother, Mrs. Cecilia,